It's The Face Radio, thefaceradio.com, and I'm Kurtis Powers here in Hive Mind Studios with the Mattson 2. Welcome along, gents.
Grazie mille. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for joining us. So you're here in Brooklyn tonight for a show at the Music Hall of Williamsburg with Nick Waterhouse and Ben Pirani before headed south for, I guess, the next 10 days or so with Nick Waterhouse.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. And you guys have a brand new album coming out on the 7th of June, Company Records, called Paradise.
Yes, sir.
We're very excited about that. But should we go ahead and get kicked off with a song?
Yeah,
Let's
we'll
do it.
start one
All
from the
right.
record.
All right.
Thank you so much for having us.
If I could say something that captured your essence, it would be bucolic beauty that surrounds us. You're so special, you're so easy. We should get all sweaty and jump into the ocean. It would be intoxicating, like the sunset. You're so special, you're so easy, you're so special, you're so easy.
Go for it, brother. Yeah.
That was a beauty.
Thank you.
What was? Tell us what that was.
That was a snappy little ditty. No, just kidding. Named, it's called Essence. And
Yeah.
it's a new track off of our album, Paradise.
Mhm.
First song we've ever had vocals on.
Yeah.
Like, this was like the catalyst of the whole record. There's 9 songs on the record, and I think 4 or 5 of them have vocals, but this was the first.
All
one to
right.
have it, so.
And I imagine charting into new territory like that opens up a new place in the mind and also the comfort. Like what overtook you in order to make that happen?
Oh yeah, man. It definitely has added a different level of inspiration because, you know, we've been writing instrumental music since like 2007. So and now it's 2019. And we're finally doing vocals. It's for us, it's a major inspiration, and it's given us more life to the music. And I think it started with when we were on tour. We prior to doing this recent tour we did, we created that record with Chaz Bundick, and he sang on that record. But when we did the tour and he wasn't with us, we were like, well, we got to still sing those parts. And so we tried it in the studio, and we thought it was compelling, and it moved us singing his parts. So we did that live, and then after that, we were like, we should do a record with our own original lyrics that we write ourselves. So.
And so that was in 2017 that you guys started working with Chaz. For those that don't know, the I guess the singularly the man behind Tori Moi, and obviously this Company Records. How did that? I read a little snippet somewhere, but how did that relationship come about?
I just tell people pure serendipity, and I guess that's probably with almost everything. But I had left my throne back home, and so I had a whole drum kit but no throne, so it's kind of useless without a throne. And I asked my buddy Andrew Painter, who photographed our cover for Feeling Hands and also photographed the photos for this new album coming out. And I'm like, hey, you know any drummers that have a throne? And he's all, actually, my buddy Chaz has a throne. And he called him up and he let me use it. And then we had coffee the next day with Chaz, and we just nerded out music and just really connected.
Yeah.
I think what helped the relationship is we had no idea who he was.
Right.
We had no like stipulation or like idolization of him.
Right.
So it was like just this natural kind of personal reaction or personal relationship. And I mean, after the cafe, we started listening to his stuff. It's like, whoa, he's getting deep.
Yeah,
like, really good stuff. So and then he felt the same way about our music. So it was shortly after that kind of cafe visit where we decided to do some more stuff together, just see what happened, and then that's when the record happened.
All right. And do you think that has? I would say it seems like that collaboration is helping to kind of mold you guys in even new ways. Do you see it as something that's helping to change your future, or like from a sound perspective?
I think it was the catalyst of a whole new direction, and I think that we all happen to be in the right place at the right time. I think Chaz as a producer helped bring that into this incredible, unique light that it wouldn't have been in otherwise. We did come to the table with a lot of that pre-written and skeletal structures and like a lot of those forms, but together as a trio, we fully realized the music.
Right.
So it was headed there, and Chaz was a point along the way that really helped us get where we needed to go musically, and it was integral. Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys are no strangers to really, really amazing collaborations from Tommy Guerrero, who's as a a young Powell Peralta skater that I idolized him, to even Ray Barbie and people like that, to your deep connection to Japan and doing that collaboration album as well. This is clearly something that you love doing, working with different people, and I think that it's allowed you guys to create this like really broad sound of dare I say everything from jazz and psych to surf and soul.
Cool. I like that.
Does that all fit to you guys?
Yeah,
Definitely,
man.
yeah, definitely. And I think the collaborations are what we do to stay inspired,
Yeah.
because it's like when you're working with someone and collaborating with them, they're doing things that you can't do yourself.
Absolutely.
And so when you combine your backgrounds together, you create something that you both couldn't create without each other.
Right.
And I think that's a really inspiring thing. Just like, the Beatles, when they were at their wits' end with each other and they had included Billy Preston in the picture, it just improved the whole mood of the band. Not that we're having problems, but
Yeah, we're not at our wits' end.
but
Yeah.
it's like,
You don't look like you're having problems.
but it shows you the power. But it shows you the power of introducing an outside force.
Yeah, absolutely.
To the creation.
Yeah.
I would venture also to say and add on that because our new record's coming out, that was a new force of itself. The inspirations behind that, like that was almost a collaboration in itself with ourselves.
The
because-
Japanese stuff.
No, our newest stuff coming out,
My bad.
Paradise.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was literally the first time we'd ever decided, okay, we're going to do everything 100% ourselves.
Yeah.
Because before that, we'd always bring in outside influence and all that stuff. So I feel like Paradise is a true representation of like what we're capable of on an individual level.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's a weird concept, but almost the inspiration in itself was like us kind of taking a mirror at ourselves and going like, okay, let's figure out what's going on here and make a record that's uniquely our identity type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing.
Because it didn't involve the only thing outside of ourselves was the label, the photographer, the artist, and the one that mastered it.
Yeah.
Everything else, that's all post-production stuff.
Yeah.
Everything besides that was just us in his cabin in the hills of San Diego. And it was,
Sounds dreamy.
It was an amazing
Yeah,
time.
it is.
Yeah, it was an amazing time, and it was cool being in there and not being influenced by anyone else except ourselves.
Yeah.
Which is good to be influenced by other people, but for us it was the most personal output we've ever done so far.
Dare I say Mattson 2 meets Mattson 2.
There you go. So we brought you here to also play some music. Are you
Yeah.
are you going to be playing something else from the new album?
Mhm.
And
Yeah, what do you want to do?
Moonlight.
I'll see if I could do
Moonlight
that
Motel.
with this stripped down thing. Yeah,
All
let's
right.
try it. We didn't even decide
That's
to
what
do
it's
this.
all
so-
about.
Yeah,
That's what
let's
it's
try
all
it.
about.
So I'd say my last quick question for you is you were talking about this reflection. Do you think that what you've managed to pull off with this album is kind of that broader look at what you guys have done throughout your entire career so far with this?
I would say not only the broader look, it's the culmination of what we've become and where we're going.
That's
So
great.
it's just this like crossroads right
Yeah.
now. So
Past, present, future.
yeah,
I like that.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Alright.
We already have the demos tracked for our next album. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what are we going to play? Moonlight?
Moonlight Motel, which we lived in. Oh, he's gonna chime in and say 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We lived in for about 2 weeks.
You don't want to make people
When
think you lived in there for a couple years in a motel.
Yeah, but it sounds cool. Like I lived in a motel for like years.
We were
As
like
a
10.
kid.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was the name of the motel when we moved from Central California back to San Diego, where we're from, and the hotel is called Moonlight Motel.
Great.
And this song sounds like kind of raunchy and I don't know, very groovy, but it's that's not how the place is.
Yeah.
it's just something to call the song, you know.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mattson 2 right here on the Face Radio, the Hive Mind Sessions. Nice one.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, the Mattson 2 right here on the Face Radio Hive Mind Sessions. That was a Moonlight
Motel.
Motel.
Yeah.
It sounded like a motel-y kind of place.
Nice, dude. Cool.
Cool.
So I got just another question or two, and if we want to carry on and do one more, that's up to you guys.
Yeah.
But so I guess just first off, I mean, congratulations. I'm really, really excited. I'm sure a lot of other people are very excited to hear this album. It's exciting hearing just like the ambition, the way that you're approaching this, and just being like, you know, we're going to go someplace that we're not comfortable and do something new. But you're no stranger to that either. In that we were talking about this before the session started.
Right.
The amount of ambition that came in saying, you know what we should do? We should record a Love Supreme.
Ooh.
And to be also so well received, I imagine that's like a victory in itself, that you're like, we can do anything now.
Absolutely.
Totally.
Share a little bit with us about that, and then.
Well, first off, we're as you said, we're very honored and thrilled that it actually went well.
Yeah.
Because it's a piece that can be extremely it's very scrutinized for good reason. You
Yeah.
know? And whoever chooses to do it. Yeah, come on, bro.
Sorry, turn that thing off. Go ahead. Now you know my ringer.
So it's a piece that, for good reason, is very scrutinized because of all of the background history into it. And if you don't know what that is, but definitely research Coltrane's A Love Supreme. But to get praise and reviews from Downbeat and Jazz Times, is incredible,
Enormous,
and we're very honored for that. But a lot of it has to do with our twin bond as to why we played it, because we feel that piece is a pinnacle of musical communication, musical dialogue. And one of the things we try to show people, and one of the things we try to capture in our compositions, is our musical dialogue as twins and that connection. So I feel like that was an amazing piece to show that musical vocabulary being pushed to the limit.
That's fantastic.
and like someone like they want to try and do a marathon, and so they just try it, and we just wanted to try it, see if we could do it, and it happened to work out.
Yeah.
Took a lot of training, practicing, arranging. We did our own thing with it, but at the end of the day, I think aside from the spiritual aspects of the piece, Coltrane really wrote that piece as like a platform, or like a kind of spaceship for his band to get to like higher levels of thinking and consciousness and communication.
Yeah.
So, I mean, not to like toot our own horn or anything, but like as twins, we have this kind of telepathic connection. So for us, we were like, man, if we do it right, that could be like the perfect piece to try and experiment with that connection that already exists, that we've been, developing since our garage days,
Yeah.
But so partly musical, partly just we love the piece, we grew up with the piece, and it was a big part of our life.
I mean, Kurtis, we did get a little woozy at base camp, though. I'll tell you that much for sure.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to do one more? But I do have a question real quick for you guys. Robin Manchester wants to know the best place to get breakfast in San Diego.
Oh my goodness, awesome!
Wow.
I gotta think about that. Shoot.
Dang.
Not one on the top of your mind, huh?
The place my wife and I always go to is Snooze.
Okay.
It's like a newer thing that popped up. It's
All right.
really good. But in Encinitas or San Diego?
You pick
Anywhere, dude.
Dang,
There's not a ton of breakfast spots there.
All right.
Let me
Well,
think.
you just said it all. Not a ton of breakfast.
Oh, you know what I
spots.
like? La Papagayo.
Okay.
It's right in Encinitas, and they have a really good brunch. Good
quoting that
champagne.
then.
Good egg Benedict. Yep.
La Papagayo.
La Papagayo.
Got it.
Awesome.
it might come to me. A better one might come to me while we're playing this next song. Too.
Okay. I just want to say before you guys close out, thanks so much for joining us on the pilot of this first one. You guys you've popped our cherry.
excited to be your John Glenn.
Yeah. But this has been the first of many to come. So many thanks to you guys, Jonathan, Jared of the Mattson 2. Special thanks to Billy and Vince here at Hive Mind Recordings. Thanks to Ben at Astral Studios and my team at Analogy. And we're going to put it out with the Mattson 2. What are we going to hear?
All right, we're going to do our rendition of Star Stuff.
Nice one.
See what happens. We've never done it like this before, so let's do it.
Even better.
Ready? 1, 2.
I could be wrong in saying everything falls into place. She wakes up early praying, searching inside makes her day. I know she knows we've got our own two worlds to live. 'Cause she said, you and me, oh. I can't speak for you. I will speak for you. Look at the sun, look at the red behind your eyes. Look at the way everything fades. Everything, 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 everything.
You try it. Thank you.
Yeah, well done. The
Thank you.
Mattson 2 right here on the Face Radio. Thanks so much, guys.
Awesome.
And thanks to the guys there at Hive Mind. Been a pleasure having you for the first session. So
Great to be here.
yeah.
Thank
so,
you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Much love.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Woo. We call that a wrap.
All right.
Beautiful. That was great, man.
Yeah.
Stoked.